going on, everyone? Let's talk about D'Angelo Russell because I have to talk about this guy. Everything that I have spoken about when it comes to D'Lo and the impact that he has on this team all came to fruition last night. So yesterday they played the Toronto Raptors and we got another win. Huge win. Now we're a game out of 500 playing the Knicks, who the Knicks are coming off of a back-to-back. It's going to be a 5 p.m. game after coming off of a midday game against the Clippers. We're at home. That's a game that we should win. But regardless, D'Angelo Russell is going to dramatically help us win games that we wouldn't have won otherwise. This guy's ability to impact the basketball court with this roster is unbelievable. And it still blows me away that we essentially got him for free. Literally. We got him, Vanderbilt, and Beasley for Russell Westbrook and a protected first-round pick. That is insane. And D'Lo's a guy who I've talked about. He's a guy that can go and get you 15-8, 15-10. He could give you 20-10 if you need it, or he could give you 30-10 if you need it. Whatever the assignment for the night is, hey, you need that, coach? I got you. Don't worry about it. Let me go do this. Hey, guys are having a rough night. Let me go do this. Let me go get some buckets, right? But still maintain the playmaking. And we saw that last night brilliantly. He was a guy that gave us 28, 5, and 9. And his ability to score on all three levels is just so apparent. His ability to shoot off the dribble, to shoot in transition, shoot off of a pull-up, off of a catch and shoot, whatever, you name it, he can knock it down and shoot it at an efficient clip. It's not like, oh man, he just had a good game. No, this is D'Lo. And he now, with this Laker team, has the freedom. The last time we saw him have this type of freedom, he led a Brooklyn Nets team to the playoffs with a clunky, young, kind of just awkward team, and he was able to thrive in that situation. And he's a guy that has averaged 20 plus a game for his career, that has averaged 23 a game for, for a season, not his career, but for a season. And so he's a guy that's very capable of doing that and still maintain the playmaking. And I've talked about how LeBron being out, it sucks, but D'Lo is going to provide a lot of what LeBron James provides. Again, you're never going to replace LeBron, and LeBron's impact and just the way that he controls the game is unlike really anything we've ever seen. But what you do get with D'Lo is that scoring and that playmaking and the pace, right? He can go fast. We saw it in the Toronto game. Boom, pushing the pace, pushing the tempo. But he also likes to move at a almost snail pace, right? He's very strategic, very methodical, kind of just weaves, go slow, get a guy on his back, have a dude on his hip, and just will get into the paint, knock down the mid-range, get to the basket, set up another guy, run that pick and roll. He's a really solid pick and roll point guard. He loves to get guys involved. You see it. His playmaking ability is just, it's great. I'm not saying he's like some elite playmaker. Now, personally for me, because I'm sure some people might feel that he is. I've mentioned this before and I've said that, I don't think he's an elite playmaker, and people are like, he is an elite playmaker. To me, elite means like, do you think D'Lo is a top 5 playmaker? I don't. Elite to me is like, the cream of the crop. But I think he's a notch below that. You could maybe make an argument he's a top 10 playmaker. His ability to see the floor and his vision. I mean, we've seen it even with the Lakers. He's played 5 games for the Lakers. We've seen the no-look passes. We've seen the nice lobs. We've seen, for example, in the Toronto game, Schroeder kept trying to lob it in to Anthony Davis, and Toronto kept deflecting it or getting steals and turnovers because of that. But you saw D'Lo have a couple plays, and he just puts it right in the pocket, just beautifully. Even when he's making passes, the shooters and stuff, gets it right in their pocket. And he's only going to get better with this team. He's played 5 games with these guys. He doesn't know what the spots are. Like we saw in that Toronto game, he had 4 turnovers, right? He's a guy that has about 2.5 turnovers per game. But he's very likely going to probably get 4 or 5 a game for a little while because he doesn't know where guys like to be, where guys want to be. Out of those 4 turnovers, he had 1 that he just got his cookies clean, right? Straight from the jar. Boom. Cookies, ran down the court, bucket, right? The other 3 were just miscues. It was him thinking, oh, you're going to be here, and you weren't, right? Or, he's a shooter, let me get it here, and it just didn't work, right? That's the lack of communication. That's the lack of chemistry. That's the lack of just cohesiveness. That will come. That will develop. And then D'Lo is only going to be better, right? I mean, he's already giving you 9 assists a game, and the guy doesn't even know the players. I mean, he knows Vanderbilt and Beasley, but most of his assists didn't come from those guys, And not just that, the way how vocal he is huge. You see him, he's always communicating. He's always talking to guys. He was on the sideline talking and communicating, grabbing guys like, hey, what do you, guys shooting free throws, pulling guys over. Hey, that vocal leader, the guy that, hey, where do you want this? How do you like it? He had one sequence where he was talking to, I believe, Reeves, and he was pointing something out. Like, that's what you need from your point guard. A point guard that communicates. Point guard that'll tell you, like, hey, this, and this. Oh, did you see this? Look at this. Oh, where do you want this? I'm going to, and then he's even talking to Anthony Davis one play, and he's like, you go here, and I got you every time, right? And as soon as he got done saying that, literally the next play was the lob play where he got it and got the dunk, right? And again, he becomes such a huge threat for the defense because you don't know what he's going to do. Is he just going to stop on a dime and pull up and splash? Is he going to knock down the 3 ball? If even him playing off the ball, he's a threat because he can shoot, right? So when Dennis Schroeder's on the court, you can play D'Lo off of Schroeder in that spot-up shooter second playmaker role. And defenses have to stay on him, right? His ability to play make also makes it so much easier for everybody, right? Like, you see guys get in position more. You see defenses have to figure out what is he going to do, right? And you see him move in just such a slow pace that it's like, it's hard, it's challenging for defenses because once he's got you on his hip, he controls you. That's it. You're done, right? And it's very James Harden-esque. I'm not saying that he's as good as James Harden or that he is James Harden, but, again, he's that slow, methodical, I can slow it down, speed it up, whatever you need me to do. I can drop it on a dime, pull up, splash the mid-range. I can pull up in transition, knock down a 3. I can, pull up, spot up, what you name it, I can do it. 3-level scorer. I can get to the hoop. I can take my man off the dribble. All of that stuff. And you watch him play, and it's just so smooth. It's silky. It really is. It's so nice to see. It's so refreshing to have a guy, especially a point guard, that can do all these things. It just adds such a nice balance to this roster. It gives all that level. And then a guy that can just close games. Mr. Ice in his veins, right? I mean, not only do you have D'Lo, you have Stone Cold, Reeves Austin, and you got, him knocking down shots, and then D'Lo just right behind him, knocking him down, closing it out, right? So it just gives you another closer, another threat. And then when LeBron comes back, that just makes things easier for LeBron. And you saw the chemistry with him and AD. You saw the chemistry with him and LeBron, and they barely played together, right? Like, he's only going to get better with this team, with this roster. But it's nice that you have this guy who can provide a lot of what you're lacking when LeBron James is out. We haven't had that. I mean, even the 2020 team, we didn't have that. LeBron was the point guard, right? And luckily, LeBron was still very healthy that year. Otherwise, we might have been in trouble that year. But now we have D'Lo, who can do and provide and play make and assist and do a lot of the stuff that LeBron can do, and a lot of the things that impact this game. He gives you the same stuff. Again, he's not LeBron. I'm not saying he's LeBron James. I'm not saying he's going to give you the same level of impact, because LeBron, I mean, he's arguably the greatest player ever. There's no replacing that. But D'Lo does help alleviate that a ton. And you're seeing what this team looks like post-LeBron. Now, obviously, post-LeBron, this team will have more chemistry. This team will have, a couple years under their belt. Guys will have improved. Jared Vanderbilt's 23. Beasley's still only 26. D'Lo's only 26. But you see what the potential could be. But with D'Lo, again, he's still young, 26 years old. He's only going to improve. He's only going to get better. And you can see the maturity from the last time, right? He's a lot more mature, a lot more confident, a lot more decisive. And this was a guy he was averaging 17 a game as a rookie for us, right? So, it wasn't like he was a bad player last time we had him. He was hitting game winners, all kinds of stuff, right? It's just now he has the understandings. He has the inner workings. He has the maturity. He's a vet now, right? He's been in the league for several years. He knows what it takes, what he has to do, what teams are looking for, what this team's looking for. And he might be one of the best third options in the league. There's not many third options in this league, if any, that are that much better than him. Maybe Milwaukee, right? With like Middleton and Drew Holiday. But like outside of that, like taking Chris Paul at this point in their career, like for careers, yes. But like at this stage, no. And even if you don't think, like, you're like, okay, well, say Middleton or Drew Holiday, I don't know, Klay Thompson or Draymond Green, right? Something like that. Let's say you would take one of those. Well, then D'Lo's still top 3, top 2, and his ability to be that second scorer. Again, a guy that can give you need him to get you 20? All right, I'll get you 20. A guy that you need me to get you 15 and 10? Okay, I'll do that. Hey, everyone's hot tonight. I'll just get my 10 points and go rack up 15 assists. He cares about winning. He wants to impact the game. But he can go get his if he needs to. We saw that in the Toronto game. You saw D'Lo not have the greatest start. He started the game something like, 5 of 10 or something, or 2 of 10 or something like that. And my point is, he ended up finishing 10 of 7. He was also like 2 of 5 from 3, and he ended up finishing 5 of 8. Like, he's a guy that, like, he lives for the moment. He's not afraid of the moment. He can do so many things. His impact is everything to this team. And just wait till LeBron gets back. Because now LeBron's been seeking for years now a guy like D'Lo. That's why we went and got Schroeder the first time. That's why we went and traded for Russell Westbrook. Because LeBron wants to play off the ball more, be able to shoot, be able to slash, be able to whatever, run the pick and roll and have him as a roll man, all that stuff, right? Not have to handle all the guard duties, right? D'Lo, now, he can be the primary ball handler if you need him to. And LeBron James can play off the ball. What LeBron has wanted to do, again, for years. He just hasn't had anybody that was that good and somebody that he trusts to do that. All of a sudden, you see LeBron and he's tweeting, I love this team. I would too if I was LeBron. LeBron's looking at this like, man, we about to run through the West. I'm about to get fully healthy. This team's out here cruising. If we can stay healthy, this is cake. This might be one of the deepest teams LeBron's ever had. I mean, front to back. I mean, with talent and youth and everything. I mean, this team is great. And D'Lo is, in my opinion, probably going to have the biggest impact. And I've said that from day one, right? I think Jared Vanderbilt's like our X factor. Like, he's like the Draymond, the Rodman. You know, Austin Reeves is that glue guy, that bridge guy, the one that like connects the pieces, right? But D'Lo's the guy that's going to have the biggest impact. D'Lo's the third guy and can be the second guy on any night, any given night. Or tonight, he could be the number one guy, which is what he was, right? A guy that could be your first, second, or third option. Perfect. That's what D'Lo brings. That is what he provides. And, I mean, again, good luck. Good luck. I really believe we're going to make the playoffs. And if we make the playoffs, I don't know how you're going to stop this team. I don't. Like, this team in a 7-game series, this team is terrifying. You do not want to play this team. And D'Lo, his ability not only to play as the primary ball handler and allow LeBron to play off the ball, when LeBron has the ball, he's as big of a threat. Very few guys in the league that are like that. And luckily, we got one of those guys now. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you because I could talk about this. This could be a 2-hour video. I mean, I love what we're seeing with this team. I love what we're seeing with D'Lo. But do you feel the same way? Love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Let me know however you feel down in the comments below.